Today we're here at the Ramadan Iftaar in Leicester. Almost 500 people gathered today for a community meal.
زينت السماء وضعت الجبال أمرت البحار وخلقت الجنان سيرت الكواكب أضأت النجوم فجرت الأنهار فأرحت القلوب وللعباد أنزلت الإسلام وللهداية أنزلت القرآن وبالسلام أرسلت الأنبياء من الظلام إلى الضياء سألت حين رفعت يدي عن رحمة وسعت كل شيء في ضعف ربي أشكو
Tonight is warm, welcoming and meaningful for everyone. And to start us off with a short Quran recitation, please give a warm welcome to Abdul Wadud.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مرج البحرين يلتقيان بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان وله الجوار المنشآت في البحر كالأعلام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان كل من عليها فان كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام فبأي آلاء تكذبان صدق الله العظيم.
Next, we're going to introduce Sheikh Shafi. So Sheikh Shafi is a founding director at the City Retreat in Leicester, an outreach and engagement community centre, and has taught various Islamic disciplines at Ibrahim College and Hafs Academy in London. Additionally, he contributes to national training programs for chaplains within the prison service and supports religious services with the criminal justice service. So please give a warm welcome to Sheikh Shafi.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of Allah be upon all of you, my friends, brothers, sisters. It's such a lovely event to come to. And the architecture does justice to Abdul Wadud's acoustics. Did you all feel uplifted and inspired by that recital? From Surah Ar-Rahman, which I think is that the 57th chapter of the Quran? The most gracious, Ar-Rahman, Allama al-Quran, he who taught scripture, taught the Quran. Khalaqa al-insan, created you, human being, Allamahu al-Bayan, gave you the gift, the artistry of communication. He taught you how to speak. And then the chapter goes on to speak of وَالْأَرْضَ وَضَعَهَا لِلْأَنَامِ. This entire earth, God placed not just for you on your own, but for all animal kind. The birds have a right to be here, and so do the bees, and so do plants, and so do every nature of creature that God has created. وَوَضَعَ الْمِيزَانِ, and He set a balance in place. أَلَّا تَطْغَوْا فِي الْمِيزَانِ, with a warning, don't upset God's balance. So that a lot of this chapter, it speaks, and then again and again you would have noticed a refrain that's repeated. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ, which of the favors of your Lord can you possibly deny? Which of God's favors do you feel don't apply to you? Ramadan is drawing to an end, and it's a time that is both simultaneously a time of joy and excitement, but also of some trepidation and sorrow. And we see that, you'll see, people have getting ready for Eid, and there's the excitement that surrounds that, but at the same time, to say goodbye to a month which, at its very, very basic, is not unique to Islam. Fasting exists in the Christian tradition. It's Lent, and observant Christians may very well have been observing fasting in their own various ways. The Hindu traditions, the Jewish, the Buddhist, all of the various world faith traditions know the value of saying no for a period of time. Because whilst we need to consume, we can't afford to be consumerists per excellence. That actually is detrimental. And in fact, consumption in Victorian times was something that you could go to the doctor about and speak. And today we know that people are dying both of malnutrition and starvation in vast swathes of the land, but also of obesity and high levels of cholesterol and blood sugar and all of these issues in also vast swathes of the land. So all religious traditions have recognized the need for the spirit, the human soul, to be prioritized for a period of time by putting on pause our physical needs. We need to eat, we need to drink, we need to marry and have families and have homes, but also we are more than just the physical. You know that expression people talk about being more than the sum of your parts? That's what all faith traditions teach us the human being is. We're hands, we're feet, we're biological creatures, we're a chemical laboratory, we're all of these things, and yet we're so much more than just the physicality of ourselves, and therefore fasting. And I'm going to end on a reflection. Essentially, fasting is not doing a few things for a period of time. It's not eating, it's not drinking. It's also, in the religious tradition, not getting frisky, right? So no intimacy between spouses for the period of the fasting day. So, in other words, It's all the stuff that your physical self depends on. Eating and drinking is necessary to maintain, physical life. And intimacy between a man and a woman is what ensures the continuity of the species as a whole, right? Our survival and existence as individuals and as collectives depends on eating, drinking, and procreation. These three things are placed on pause because we are spiritual beings too. When we forget that, but by nature we can be greedy. Because I have a hole right here, the bottom, right? That I'm a vacuous creature. It needs to be filled. A hole that needs filling means I'm looking at limited resources, wanting to hoard more of them for me and not so many for you. More for people who look similar to me and less for people who look different to me. More for people who identify with the same culture and heritage, religion and tradition. Less for those who look like they might be from a different part of the world. This greed is a common feature of humankind, and it's destructive. And if we don't tame it, then it teaches Muslims and Hindus and Sikhs and Buddhists, Jews and Christians and atheists and humanists to be suspicious of one another, to be uncharitable towards one another, to not recognize that there is a soul that unites us. The soul's not black or white. It's not Hindu or Buddhist or Christian or Jew. It's not Muslim or... The soul was made to know its maker and to know one another through that. And as a consequence of that, a smile means the same thing all over the world and a tear means the same thing all over the world. Our propensity for greed is the cause of so much of our division. Therefore, fasting is sacred to all of our world heritage traditions. And as we get gathered for one of the very last opportunities for fasting in Ramadan for this year, for the year 1447 of the Hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad, corresponding with 2026. It is a wonderful occasion to be with you, and I'm very joyous that we can be together for these last few moments. Ramadan comes to an end. The brotherhood of humankind cannot. It is under threat. Right now, the brotherhood that binds us together is under attack. It's under attack by right-wing bigots. It's under attack by very small-minded, parochial conservatives in places. Right? It's under attack by extremists of all swathes, of all strokes. And it requires people of true faith. True faith can't be extreme. True faith its language is love. And it communicates. We're fasting, and so we get together to break bread, because the act of hunger reminds us of the value of food and of sharing that with one another. The richest people in the world happen to be some of the stingiest. Have you noticed that? Whereas you can go to the poorest parts of the world and see the most giving and charitable, because poverty is directly related to the wealth of souls. It's to be able to tap into that richness. Fasting is important, and why with Eid we can't afford to give up. My brothers and sisters of every faith community and background, let us continue the celebrations beyond Eid to forge strong communities here and across the world. Thank you very much. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen.
And my name is Zamarad, also known as Z, and we are members of this year's cohort of the Community Oversight Group, working with the Violence Reduction Network. Today we're going to speak about Ramadan, what it means to us as young Muslims, and the importance of interfaith collaboration.
But first, for those of you who may not know what Ramadan is, I'll give a brief explanation. Ramadan is the 9th month in the Islamic calendar and is considered a month of fasting, communal prayer and spiritual development. For 30 days we fast from sunrise until sunset, and yes, that means not even water. Muslims generally view Ramadan as a month of self-transformation, to quietly detach from more materialistic things and focus on what's really valuable. But to me, Ramadan is also about mindfulness. When you fast, you become more aware of things you might normally overlook. The privilege of a glass of water, the comfort of a warm meal, the patience required in everyday interactions. It's a reminder to slow down a little and be more conscious about how we treat others and how we move throughout the world. My favourite part though is how all those things of this transformation are usually followed by periods of self-isolation. Ramadan actually encourages community and giving, with prayers at every mosque happening throughout the night. and Iftaar, which is the time to break fast, shared with friends, family, and even strangers. Ramadan to me sharpens humility. I volunteered at the monthly prayer room where for all of the 30 days, food, water, and a place to offer the night's prayer is given. I've seen new and familiar faces alike and spoken to people I probably wouldn't have in the outside world. But sitting together, sharing a meal was a chance to gain new experiences, hear different stories, and laugh with friends. And in those small moments, passing somebody a day to break their fast, helping set out plates, or standing shoulder to shoulder in prayer, you realize that Ramadan isn't only about abstaining from food and water, it's about strengthening our sense of responsibilities to one another.
So I've written a short poem about what Ramadan means to me as a young person. Ramadan, the blessed time has come upon. A month of fasting, yes, not even water. Some things don't change, even when days are getting shorter. Like debates on moon sighting, another thing that definitely brings us closer. At least there's enough confirmations to go in the storage and bring out them dusty decorations. Protein for suhoor, then break fasts with dates and samosas. Late night tarawis, then crunch cakes and matchas. No more negativity, no more haram. Only positivity, moments of peace and calm. No fighting, no swearing, no backbiting, no hate. Having empathy and giving charity to those not of the same fate. Spreading the love and hosting iftars, meeting with friends and checking out bazaars. Becoming the best version of yourself, learning who you truly are. Giving up for good and not keeping the community afar. Brotherhood and family, an atmosphere full of safety. Sincere prayers, begging with hope, never hasty. Smiling, litter picking in the street, giving water to those thirsty. Little acts of kindness won't always be such a controversy. Ramadan is a revival of faith and spiritual cleansing, fighting your desires like an internal match of fencing. Souls fed with gratitude, we stop living as hoarders, looking at lives completely different, defined by some borders. Ramadan's light shines differently, for some bright, for some small. It gives some strength to rise, while others lie numb from their falls. For some, this month is mercy, a reason to stay strong. For others, it's hunger and nights that feel too long. No iftar to gather, no place to belong. Just skies lit by missiles where peace feels wrong. That is why this is a month to reflect, remember the unfortunate, not just those far away, but those who surround us. Taking care of one another, showing love and appreciation. Kids in care, kids on the street, kids with smiles that hide frustration. Ramadan is healing, stopping kids from making the wrong choice, from throwing their life away and losing their voice. Checking in on their mental health and the state of mind. Faith might be the spark that keeps them moving, keeps them alive. Now we look to the sky, searching for the crescent, carrying forward these actions, same as the present. O Ramadan, a long-awaited guest, visiting for a short while and leaves quietly whilst we take rest. We always try to make the most of you, but all we leave with is regret. How quickly you are forgotten, how quickly we are reset.
So for us, being a young Muslim during Ramadan means learning balance. It means navigating education, work, and everyday life whilst trying to hold on to the values that faith teaches: patience, humility, and compassion. For young people especially, those values matter. Ramadan teaches discipline, empathy, and accountability, learning to control your actions, thinking about others, and recognizing the impact you have on those around you. These kind of principles can quietly guide people towards making better choices and supporting their communities. Faith can sometimes be spoken about as something private, something that happens between you and God. But in my experience, Ramadan shows how faith can bring people together. It builds community. It creates spaces where people who might otherwise be strangers sit down together, share food, share stories, and look out for one another.
So for many young people, faith becomes the thread that keeps them moving forward when life pulls them in different directions. In a world of pressures, uncertainty, and influences that can lead to violence or antisocial behavior, it grounds them and reminds them who they are. Ramadan strengthens that connection, turning belief into practice and giving them a renewed sense of purpose, helping some resist negative path and find discipline, community, and hope. Recognizing this, faith groups must come together to harness the power of belief, supporting young people, reducing harm, and turning shared values into positive action. And interestingly, Ramadan has fallen around the same time as Lent this year and Holi. All are periods of reflection, sacrifice, and spiritual growth. Different traditions, but very similar intentions. taking a step back from everyday comforts in order to reconnect with what truly matters. For me, that's what Ramadan represents. It's a reminder that growth doesn't just happen individually, but collectively. That faith can ground you, community can uplift you, and small acts of kindness can connect people in ways we might not expect. As young Muslims, that sense of belonging and purpose is something we try to carry long after the month ends, creating real change and real impact. That's what Ramadan means to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Inspiring by two young people of their experiences of Ramadan. Next, we have a speaker who's very, very much close to the efforts that we've made this evening. His name is Zahid Sheikh, who is a respected entrepreneur, a community figure, and also one of the founder members of Ramadan Radio, and has made a real impact to communities. He's also known with his work with an organization called Teams. Together, everyone achieves more success, and Radio Ramadan. And I'd like to ask Zed, who's made a positive contribution, not only to young people, but also to enlighten others in relation to joining us this evening. So Zed, please come and join us, Zed Sheikh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. Really a great welcome to all of you. I see many people are recognized here from different communities in Leicester, some old, some new. So all of the people from the radio team is here, very strong. All the volunteers who have worked very hard for zero pay. So all the radio team, I'd like to thank them first, but most importantly, our city has seen many, many changes over the last 50, 60 years. I will first of all remember two prominent members of our community, Manjula Sood, Councillor Manjula Sood. She sadly passed away in December. All of you, many of you here were well acquainted with the work that she did in the city over many, many years. After this week, we had a sad loss of Brother Saeed, who was the owner of the Chef and Spice restaurant. He was also a very strong member of the community, did a lot of work in the community. We personally used his facilities, he supported us. So these are icons amongst many. Many of you are all contributors to the city, to the well-being of the city, old, new. Many of us here are working in the community. As we said, together everyone achieves more success. So I would like now to introduce all the young people to all of you here. Last week we had an event and age group average was, I think, 60 to 70. But today we have a younger group. These are our champions of tomorrow. Whatever we do as elders in the community will define their futures for tomorrow. Whatever we do today will define a better tomorrow. So it's very important for us all to empower the young people in the community to enjoy civic engagement. Very important. Now, we had a lot of history-breaking, groundbreaking events here in Leicester. We came here, the Asian community came here as immigrants. Are immigrants assets or liabilities? I want to hear from all of you. Are we assets or are we liabilities? Of course we are. Now, when we came to this country in the 70s, there were no toilets inside the house. They were outside in the garden, right? In all the terraced houses. So we've come a long way because when we came here, we immediately brought the toilets inside the house, in all the terraced houses. So we achieved many, many goals here in this community. The whole of Belgrave Road, Melton Road, they said, don't come here, the Conservative government. They said, don't come here, we don't want you, Leicester does not welcome you here. But look at it now, where is that government? It's not there any longer, right? And they haven't been there for a long time. So many changes have happened. Leicester, first Muslim MP in Leicester South happened. That is history as well. Never have we had a Muslim MP. Then we had another record. We had, in this Leicester East, we had Shivani. She was a Conservative MP, which took Labour out after many, many years. So change is imminent. A few weeks back, we had Asia Bora. She became a Green councillor. And that has never happened also in Leicester South. So change is imminent. We all have to embrace change. If you don't adapt to change, you are going to become what's called an RTC, resistant to change. How many of you here are resistant to change? Put your hands up. Well, you know that's not true. I see many of you here that are resistant to change. So we all have to adapt to change. You know, ChatGPT is going to walk all over us if we don't adapt to change, right? So what I particularly like to see here today is people here from all different communities, from the white community, English community, Irish community, Indian community, so many. We have the youngest population in the country. What is our percentage of young people under the age of 30 in this city? Anybody put your hand up and tell me without referring to internet? No? We are the youngest city in England. So I think I will leave you all to work that one out. We have to empower the young people and move forward. Thank you very much for attending today at this Ramadan Iftar, and we look forward to seeing you again and again and again. We must continue to work together. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you, Zaid. And I know Zaid is very inspiring, emotional, and motivator. Our next speaker is somebody who is local to the council. He's an assistant mayor for equalities, jobs and skills, and he also represents the Spider Hill ward of Leicester, and we're proud to have an assistant mayor to join us, Mustafa Malik.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, representatives from various faiths, various communities, it is a great honor for me to be here with you all, sharing this wonderful Iftar event. As you know, the Leicester is one of the most diverse city in the United Kingdom, even in the Europe. And this diversity is just one character of the city which made us very proud. We are diverse in terms of ethnicity, in terms of faith, in terms of color. In any street of the city you go, you would hear 100 languages. You would smell hundreds different types of foods coming from various kitchens. We have got mosques, we have got synagogues, we have got mandirs, we have got gurdwaras, and many other places of worship. So one thing which brings us closer, it is that the feeling of community cohesion. It is the feeling of togetherness. It is the feeling of sitting together. It is the feeling of sharing, and especially when it is sharing food, that brings us a lot more closer. So when we invite you to come and join and have some food with us, it's not simply about dates and water. It is about our heart. We actually invite you, we open our heart to you, and we tell you that your place is here in our heart. It doesn't matter that which faith you belong to. It doesn't matter which ethnicity you belong to. It doesn't matter whether you are from Asian background or African background. It doesn't matter. So you are all more than welcome. And when we share our food, we are sharing our values, the values of humanity, the values which are shared by all faith. It doesn't matter what your faith is, as long as we are all together. And Leicester is unique for that reason, that bringing all these faiths together. So I'm really pleased to be here, and I'm very grateful for all the volunteers, the organizers, the hosts. It is their hard work that they have made it possible today. And I'm very pleased and honored, and I can see that all the diverse representatives here. So thank you very much.
The next speaker is somebody who I personally work with at Leicester Fire and Rescue Service, and he's recently been appointed over the last 3 months, but he is somebody who's local from Highfields, St Matthews and this area, and his name is Ben B from Leicester Fire and Rescue Service. He's the Assistant Chief Fire Officer, and we're very, very happy to have him with us.
Thank you, and good evening everyone. Ramadan Mubarak to you all. For me, a few of the speakers have already picked up on the fact that Iftars are a real good opportunity to meet friends that I might not have seen for 6 months or 12 months, and to reconnect with those individuals. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, as well as our multi-faith importance for Leicester Fire and Rescue Service. Gathering represents a vital opportunity to strengthen the bonds that define our vibrant Leicester community. This evening is more than just an opportunity to break fast with you. It is also a powerful symbol of our unity in the community, and something Zed spoke about with regards to community cohesion, which is really important in how we interact for Leicester Fire and Rescue Service within our communities. We value these moments of reflection, and because they allow us to listen, learn and appreciate from different perspectives, cultures, and how we can adapt our approaches during emergency incidents. The core values of Ramadan include those aspects around self-discipline, empathy and giving service. These directly mirror the professional standards of Leicester Fire and Rescue Service. Every day our firefighters are striving to be positive, professional and honest in every interaction with the community. And much like the spiritual reflection seen during this holy month, our service constantly evaluates how we can better serve, how we can work with integrity, compassion and empathy during people's darkest times. Working in the fire service does include creating a unique family bond that sustains us through both celebratory moments and also times of significant challenge. Our crews spend long hours together, often missing out on celebratory events with their friends and their families. This sense of belonging fosters a profound mutual respect that allows us to navigate through those good and through those bad times with a shared sense of duty. And just as a family supports one another during difficult periods, our staff rely on this collective strength to face the daily risks of our profession. Within the Leicester Fire and Rescue Service, we're really aware that we have been able to actively support our Muslim colleagues during Ramadan by operating our back office functions, but also our operational practices to respect their faith while maintaining our emergency response. For example, we have Muslim firefighters who during the month of Ramadan, whilst fasting, are not required to use breathing apparatus, one of the most arduous tasks, but they still conduct vital incident command, operating at the scene, driving to incidents and operating various bits of equipment. This removes the barrier to employment within the Fire and Rescue Service while simultaneously respecting the faith that you are following here today. This feeling of giving service is that common thread and understanding, that shared understanding of how we can adapt our practices to fit in with all members of our community. This helps us to foster those deep partnerships, requires a commitment from all of us to come from a place of shared understanding with healthy relationships that are built on honesty and the ability to maintain respect for each other's distinct roles. Open dialogue during these events like this ensures that our relationship remains robust and capable of evolving over time. These small interactions that we have in events like this mean that you recognize an individual when you see them the next time, and you've built a relationship for when the hard times come. So whilst I've spoken about the significance of Ramadan and its values to Leicestershire Fire and Rescue Service, I'd also like to briefly speak about the importance of multi-faith events. And respecting the key periods of multi-faith communities is essential for us to deliver an effective and culturally literate emergent service. So working in partnership across the multi-faith calendar, understanding when various impacts to your community mean we need to adapt our approach. Engaging in gatherings like this builds those trust and those conversations. And finally, the understanding those needs means that we look forward to working together through mutual respect and a shared focus on community safety. I wish you all a very happy Eid when it begins. Eid Mubarak.
Thank you so much, Ben. And thank you for keeping us safe across Leicestershire. Next, we're going to have an experienced charity leader who has supported over 400 charities. And he is also, right now, the chair of the Leicester Council of Faiths. So please give a very warm welcome to Fayyaz Suleiman.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Greetings of peace. Namaste. Sat Sri Akal. Thank you very much for that generous introduction. It's really, really wonderful to see all of you here today. I, for my sins, chair the Leicester Council of Faiths. The Leicester Council of Faiths is a body that has been in existence for nearly 40 years. In fact, we have our 40-year anniversary this year, so please look out. We will be inviting all of you, and you'll all be welcome to attend when the details are confirmed. So the Leicester Council of Faiths brings together the faith communities, faith representatives, faith centres in Leicester City and parts of Leicestershire. And I can recognize some of our members here from the different faith organizations. Really nice to see you again. And I recognize other faces and friends. Leicester, many people talk about being a model city where people, irrespective of their background, ethnicity, social standing, work together, live together, play together. Yes, we do have our challenges, and we can't be complacent. We should celebrate the positives in the city. There is so much work that has gone on over the last 40 years and beyond. From people who founded the work of interfaith, the likes of Sheikh Ibrahim Mogra, who's here today, and many other founding members, Solomon Bhai Nagdi, and others. And we need to build on the work that's been done. It is really wonderful to see different faith community representatives or just ordinary members from the different faith communities present here today. But let me say one thing, there is a lot more work to be done. As a person, you will be expecting me as an interfaith leader in the city to say that we're doing wonderfully well, that Leicester is a beacon city. But I'm afraid I have to disappoint you. Yes, at a certain level, at a leadership level, maybe within or amongst different organizations, we may have some unity and cohesion, which is what's needed. But what we need to do is work at the grassroots level. We need to get the message of unity, tolerance, among all the communities at the grassroots level, so that when people are influenced by international affairs or other negative messages, like for example from the far right, people will recognize that no, this is not Leicester. That Leicester is more than what people are talking about being negative. We are champions on our own right. We belong here. We make the city, and we will need to work together collectively. So all of you have a part to play, and all of you being here today is a testament that you believe in working together for a common good, that you believe that we are all brothers and sisters in humanity, and that belief is going to carry us forward. We need to do a lot more work. The Leicester Council of Faiths is a small body of organization representatives of people who are running it, but represents many communities, and we have a lot of members. But we need all of you to join. We need all of your efforts, your advices, your contributions, and your times. So I'd like to congratulate the organizers of today's event for starting this journey of your contribution to the unity of the city and the future of the city. I'd like to congratulate and thank Muhammad Jusuf, the Ramadan Iftaar team, and all the people and volunteers who made this event a success. And you being here, being part of the events and proceedings is really a positive mark on the city, and a big, huge platform for us to build on for the future. So thank you very much for attending, and thank you.
Next, I'd like to welcome to the stage Brian Clean, or as some of you would know as Mr. Clean. We are pleased to welcome the principal of Moat Community College. Through his leadership in education, Brian plays an important role in supporting and shaping the lives of young people in our city. We are delighted to have him with us here this evening as a part of the gathering of community, faith, and civic leaders. Please join me in welcoming Brian Green.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Clean, and I have the privilege of being the principal at Moat Community College. Moat Community College is a wonderful school. We have a very, very diverse student body and staff body, and I think we demonstrate day in, day out how well that works and the richness that brings us. We're all incredibly proud of that diversity in our school. It's a real pleasure to be here tonight and an honour to be invited. I was actually invited by Mohammed Jusuf, and he's an ex-Moat student, which has done very well, so I'm very grateful for Mohammed for inviting me here. Thank you so much for that. It is lovely to be part of this event here tonight. I want to begin by recognising the deep commitment shown by everybody that fasts through Ramadan. At Moat, we see firsthand what this means, because so many of our staff and students are fasting, and the strength of character, the discipline that takes to keep that fast so well and so respectfully. And it's something that we deeply respect as a school. We're incredibly fortunate with the community we serve. The community's values align so closely to our school values: honesty, respect, responsibility, and care for others. They are our community's values, and they're reflected on our school values. And it makes our job of working with the community easy, despite all the challenges, because our values align so well. During Ramadan, we talk to our students about the development of their character, and we see that growth during Ramadan. We see it all year, but particularly in the holy month, we see them develop as people. We see them grow as they have to show strength through fasting, still continue to do their work. We still want them to behave really well. And we see that strength, that development of character. And we talk to them about character. And that's a really important part of what we do to try to develop our students into really, really useful members of the community, kind and caring, and able to contribute so well to our city and our community. Now, I want to admit, just before I finish, I want to sort of admit to you that I'm fasting as well today. It's not the full fast that many of you in this room are doing, but my wife, it's Mr. Mitropoula, who also works at Motors of the Greek Orthodox faith, and we fast, we give up meat for Lent, during Greek Lent. And I just think it's a nice parallel. It's not the full fast, it's not as difficult, but it's a nice parallel between the two religions, isn't it, of Christianity and Islam. And I think that applies to all our faiths. It's been mentioned tonight, the parallels between our beliefs. I want to finish off now by thanking the organisers of the event and everybody involved, and the volunteers in particular, the caterers, for organising this event for us. I'm so pleased to have been invited, so thank you very much. Eid Mubarak to yourselves and your families. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brian. And next, I'd like to welcome to the stage Sullivan, the founder of Waves of Positivity.
Keep on in.
Sullivan has helped to create a platform that inspires and develops leaders to make confident choices and contribute to society. Please give him a warm welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. May I request the attention of everyone. If you're standing up, please take a seat. We only have a few minutes left till we break our fast, till we enjoy the meal together. And I just want to share a very, very quick message to all of you. A quick message about legacy. What is a legacy? Legacy is something that every single individual has within them. Some of us have legacies that are short-lived, and there are some of us that will have legacies that go far beyond many lives. Some legacies are good and some legacies are bad. Some legacies stay within our locality, within our household, and some of our legacies will go nationwide, international. But here today, as people of faith, and I write to people, those of you that are of different faiths or of non-faiths, together we pursue a higher purpose. We want to look at legacy from the font of not only what will people in this world say about us in our absence, when we're not in the room, when we are not in the group chat, when we are no longer in this world, but what will people say, think and feel when we are gone, and what will the angels say? What are the conversations taking place about us in the heavens? Our legacy should be, what is our Lord saying about us? And if we think about legacy in that light, we will pursue things in the best of manners. And one of the best ways and the quickest ways and the easiest ways that we can build a great legacy, a long-lasting legacy, is by exactly what the organizers and the volunteers are doing here today, by serving people. So this is the question I leave you with. What kind of legacy will you leave behind? And how will you serve the people to make a great legacy? Thank you. With that being said, we have a couple of minutes. I'm going to request everyone to have 2 minutes of silence. For us as Muslims, these few minutes before we break our fast are very vital. It is a moment for us to reflect, to pray, and ask for the things that are most important to us. So can I request with the utmost of respect, if we can have silence in the room, please. Just 90 seconds, everyone to sit down, pray for the people, pray for yourselves, for those that are oppressed, for the success of us as individuals, as a community, as a city. 90 seconds. Please, can we have silence? Abdul Wadud, can we have you on stage ready to give the adhan? We pray for our success, for the victory of those that are being oppressed around the world, and for unity amongst our community at a time when it matters most. May we leave a legacy that is positive for our children and for the communities that will be taking our place here when we are gone.
Allahu Akbar. الله أكبر الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله سمعنا وأطعنا وغفرانك
Okay, everyone. I want to say thank you all for coming, and also want to acknowledge some people that helped make today happen. So thank you to WAMI, the World Association of Muslim Youths. Thank you to Waves of Positivity for giving us all your volunteers. Rap and Roll, PA Todd, Ikra Aid, Chaiwala, and Teams. I'd like to thank all of them for making today possible.
Okay, it was an excellent event. It was great to bring the diverse community of Leicester together. There were so many different people from all walks of life, different backgrounds, different culture, and it was very spiritual, very peaceful, and there was a lot of community collaborative cohesion where everybody got together, and the speeches were really great. And I think this is a wonderful thing which should happen annually from now, an amazing event. So thank you to everybody who organized it, and thank you to Leicester.
It's fantastic to be invited to the Iftaar. What a wonderful venue and beautiful people around. Everybody is enjoying. The venue is beautiful. The people are amazing. This is what our Leicester is made of. Leicester is a multi-diverse city. If anyone wants to see a diverse city in the world, Leicester is the one to come to. We're not very far away from the Golden Mile. We're not very far away from St. Matthew's and the city. We're right in the middle. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. So here I'm at the Empire Hall today for a community iftar. Guys, look at it, it's fantastic. There's so many, it's so vibrant. There's so many different types of communities here, so many different faiths here. And yeah, you know, it's Leicester's always been very multicultural. I've grown up in Leicester where I've always, from a young age, seen this type of community in Leicester. So to see everyone out here and how everything is here is fantastic.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. Today we are here in Leicester at the Empire Hall. This is a beautiful community initiative. It's an interfaith iftar. We've had the whole community get together, whether Muslim, non-Muslim, just to come together and open our fast together. It's been beautiful. It's been lovely meeting other people, and it's been a great evening.
Hi, I am here, Ramadan Iftar. Everything was amazing, everything nice. It's nice to see different faith, different community joining for Ramadan Iftar. Thank you for inviting me here.
Hello, I'm Stephen Thompson, member of the Methodist Church. I worship at Upping Road Methodist Church, and this is a Methodist Church badge which I wear quite on my jacket. I have been to more iftars this year than any other year. In fact, 3 years ago was the first time I ever went to one. I also, I even had to decline 2 invitations to the Ramadan, to the Dialogue Society one, and also I couldn't even go to Wesley Hall Community Centre, which would have been embarrassing. I had a school governors meeting the same night. I also went to visit three mosques. I just turned up, brought greetings from Upping Road Methodist Church, my church. I took my shoes, I'd already taken my shoes on, of course. They made me very welcome. They offered me a chair to sit on, which at my age I appreciated. And I'm hoping to get to one more this tomorrow night, and that will be 6 iftars, which for me is a record number. I've enjoyed them all. I've enjoyed the food this evening. I was very grateful to be invited here tonight. It was good to talk to people of many faiths as well as the Muslims. The young people did a really good job as a Methodist Church member. I was very much involved in Methodist youth working when I was in my 20s, and so watching these people, yes, they did a really good job. Made us feel all welcome, and I'm looking forward to future events. And I like this venue as well, the Empire, which of course used to be a Church of England church by the name of St. Mark's.
Well, yeah. This event is great to see that the elder generation, they collaborated with the young people and came together and brought about a positive event. As a young person, we feel quite frustrated that we're constantly decisions are made for us rather than with us, and this is a step in the right direction.
Well, that brings us to the end of the Ramadan Iftar here at Empire Hall. We had a lot of fun, a lot of conversations, some good food, and some good speakers. But that's Ramadan coming to an end. Just one more fast, and then it's Eid. But we're going to be back next year, so make sure you sign up.